Summary of the Assam Tribune, 1st September, Tuesday, 2020. Number 1. Pongong Sho Lake. Pongong Sho is a long, narrow, deep, landlocked lake situated at a height of more than 14,000 feet in the Ladakh Himalayas. It is the site where the clash between Chinese and the Indian Army took place. It is the world's highest saltwater lake. It extends to almost 160 km and one-third of the lake lies in India and the other two-thirds lies in China. If we talk about the tactical significance, it lies in the path of the Suchul approach, which is one of the main approaches that China can use to attack Indian held territory. Number 2. The Citizenship Amendment Act 2019. Citizenship Amendment Act 2019 seeks to amend the Citizenship Act 1955. The 1955 Act provides various ways through which citizenship may be acquired. So the ways are: number 1, citizenship by birth; number 2, by descent; number 3, by registration; number 4, by naturalization; and number 5, by incorporation of the territory into India. This bill amends the Act to provide that the Hindus, Sikhs, Buddhists, Jains, Parsis, and Christians from Afghanistan, Bangladesh, and Pakistan, that is, there are the minorities there, to enter into India on or before December 31, 2014, will not be treated as illegal migrants. Number 3. Inner Line Permit or ILP. Recently in Meghalaya, the tribal organization have demanded that the ILP should be implemented there so that there is restriction in the entry of outsiders into the state. Various violent protests also took place in the state during the month of March. What is an inner line permit? Basically, an inner line permit is a document that allows an Indian citizen to visit or stay in a state that is protected under the inner line permit system or the ILP system. The inner line permit is obligatory or necessary for all those who reside outside the protected states. It can be issued for travel purposes only. At present, 4 northeastern states are covered, namely Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, Manipur, and Nagaland. An ILP is issued by the state government concerned. The Inner Line Permit is an extension of the Bengal Eastern Frontier Regulation Act 1873 during the British period. The Britishers framed regulation restricting entry in certain designated areas. The main purpose was to protect the Crown's interest or Britain's interest in certain states by preventing British subjects, that is the Indians, from trading or doing business within these regions. In 1950, after independence, the term British subject was replaced with citizens of India. Number 4. CAG. Former Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor G.C. Murmu was recently appointed as the new Comptroller and Auditor General of India. The Constitution of India provides for an independent office of the CAG in Chapter 5 under Part 5. The CAG is mentioned in the Constitution of India under Article 148 to Article 151. The CAG is the head of the Indian Audit and Accounts Department and is the guardian of the public purse. He controls the entire financial system of the country at both the state as well as the central levels. If we look at the appointment, the CAG is appointed by the President of India and he holds office for a period of 6 years or till 65 years, whichever is earlier. CAG audits the consolidated fund of both state and central, contingency fund, public accounts for both state and central government. Number 5. Contempt of court. This has been in news because Supreme Court imposed a fine of rupee 1 on Prashant Bhushan for contempt of court. So basically, contempt of court refers to the offense of showing disrespect to the dignity or authority of a court. The Supreme Court and High Courts derive their contempt powers from the Constitution. Further, the Contempt of Court Act 1971 outlines the procedure in relation to investigation and punishment for contempt. Number 6. Indra Jatra Festival. Indra Jatra is a major religious festival of the Newar community in the Himalayan regions of Nepal and the Indian state of Sikkim. The festival is named after Lord Indra, who is regarded as the god of rain and king of heaven according to Hindu mythology. The Newar community prays to goddess Dagini, the mother of Lord Indra, for a good harvest. Number 7. Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India, or IRDAI. It is the apex body which is responsible to regulate and develop the insurance industry in India. It is a statutory autonomous body which is established by the Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority Act 1999. It is headquartered in Hyderabad in Telangana. Earlier, prior to 2001, it was headquartered in New Delhi. Number 8. LIC. Life Insurance Corporation was set up in 1956. It is a fully owned by Central. Number 8. Life Insurance Company. So LIC was set up in 1956. It is fully owned by central government and governed by the Life Insurance Corporation Act 1956. It has the highest market share in the life insurance sector or segment. The government has used LIC on many occasions to stabilize the market. Example, its offer for sale of ONGC in 2012 was a classic example of a LIC bailout. In Union Budget 2020 to 21, the Union Minister of Finance had announced that the government proposed to sell a part of its holding in Life Insurance Corporation by an initial public offering or an IPO. Number 9. RBI Monetary Tools. Monetary tools are basically tools to control the money supply in an economy. Following are the main quantitative tools of monetary policy of RBI through which the central bank controls the money supply. Number 1 is the repo rate. Repo rate is the rate at which the RBI lends money to commercial banks in the event that there is shortfall of funds with the commercial banks. Reverse repo rate, exactly, it is basically the reverse of repo rate. It is a rate at which the commercial bank uses to park excess money with RBI. Cash Reserve Ratio, CRR. This is the percentage of a bank's total deposit that it needs to keep with Reserve Bank of India. Number 4. Open Market Operation or OMO. It refers to buying and selling of government securities or G-Secs by Reserve Bank of India to regulate short-term money supply. That's it. Thank you.